edition of Sukrit Life. Today we're talking to a very distinguished, very amazing personality who has done amazing work for the community in Australia and New South Wales. And as with all videos in Sukrit Life, really our aim is to inspire. We want to inspire people to take the first step and be the change they seek in the world. So today we're joined by Wanda, who is a distinguished recipient of the Order of Australia honour. And we'd just like to understand today how Wanda, had the inspiration, the drive in a very, interesting period of history to, do the amazing things that she's done. So thank you for joining us today, Wanda. It's really an honour to have you on the program. The very first thing I just wanted to ask is, you've got the amazing Order of Australia honour, and what we'd like to understand is what was the work you did in the community that allowed you to get this honour? Why is it that people thought that you were such an amazing personality? So could you explain to us, what?
I think the very first thing that I did, there was a number of immigrants coming into Australia.
Sure.
And a lot of them were sent out to Parramatta. But there was no facilities here. I think what they thought was going to happen, that they would be housed in the old Parramatta Hospital.
Right.
But there was beds there, but there was no mattress and things. There was nothing.
Right, so no living
So
facilities.
these people were wandering around looking for somewhere to sleep.
Yeah.
They wanted food, and I organised off my own bat. I ran into a lot of them, want to know where they can find somewhere to sleep.
Yeah.
And I organised a hall to be opened up, and we got them to get into the hall. Somehow, I don't know where the mattresses came from, but somehow I got mattresses for them to be able to sleep on, blankets, and that was the first thing that I did to be able to help immigrants, migrants coming in here to Australia.
Sure.
I think it normally just, my name got known, my gumption got known, and I think people start to lean towards me to get things done.
Yeah. Okay.
The union was, I had to join the Parramatta Labor Party.
Right.
My husband came home ill from Queensland. He was a shearer.
Yeah.
And a ram gored him in the knee with its horn, and ruptured all, ruined the knee.
Yeah.
It was in a terrible state. It came, and there was an argument about when it happened. My husband said that it happened at 5 to 9.
Yeah.
But the owner of the place said, "Oh no, it didn't. It was 5 past 9." Now he did that deliberately to start an argument.
Yeah.
And that stopped any payment of super,
Right.
of payment for, not super, what do you call it? Compensation.
Yes.
Compensation. So he wasn't getting any compensation. So I went into town to the AWU, with a big union that was, and I explained to him that he's not getting any payment, and clearly he's entitled to it. Well, he said there's a meeting tonight, at Parramatta for the Labor Party. He said, take him down there to he would belong to the AWU. He said, you go with him and back him up.
Yeah.
Bill said, will you back me up? I said, of course I'll back you up. So of course when I start to back him, Bill's telling a story at the Labor Party meeting. Yeah. And somebody said, objection, is that woman a member of the union?
Right.
And I said, no, I'm not. Someone raced out with a book, a pencil, wrote out a ticket for me. I gave him the money, she gave me the ticket, and I said, right, I'm a member of the union.
One, nice and fast.
Again, it's just gumption. You've got to be quick thinking and do things quickly.
Yeah.
So that's how I become a member of the Labor Party. My family were liberal to the bootstraps. Oh, my father had a fit when he found out I lived. How could you, he said, how could you? I said, Matter of necessity, Dad.
Wonderful. Okay. So, like, when you were helping the immigrants, obviously that was a big task to find the things that they needed to live here. How did you keep yourself motivated and inspired to, give them the things they needed to help them?
See, if I go back to when I was 15 and Mum died,
Yeah.
and I'd never cooked a meal before,
Yeah.
what motivated me? It's just born in you.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing in you. Not everybody's got it. But you can go a long way if you have got that and you get the breaks and somebody helps somehow, you get helped along the way. That's how you really get to the top.
Yeah.
But it's born in you. It's just the organisation skills there. And of course, my father he was a sheriff's officer. He was here at Parramatta. Well, he'd have to have organising skills to have got a job like that to start with.
For sure, yeah.
So it's in the genes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after you helped the immigrants, what was next? Like, what was the next big task which you undertook?
Well, I'd have to go back many years ago, as I think about the task. I suppose it was buying a house.
Sure. Okay.
I was coming down the street and as I came past a telegraph pole, there was a pamphlet on it. And it's got on it, Iona. Can you call your house Iona?
Yeah.
And I thought, what's this all about? And I had a look at it. It said, make inquiries at Lane and Doors, estate agent. So I turned the pram around and the kids around. Away we went down there to Lane and Doors to find out what it was all about.
Yeah.
See, I could have kept on walking, but I didn't. That's the initiative that's in here, see? That's what you've got to use in life, your initiative.
Yeah.
And I come back again to Lane and Doors to find out what it was all about.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you pay £4 a month into this organisation. And I said, how do I know that you're not going to knock it off with the money? Oh no, he said, that's not how it's done. It's legally drawn up. He said, and it's an official legal document. He said, you'll be paying into it. So I said, yes, I want to own my own home one day. I suppose this is the start of it. Now, I paid into that for 7 years, every month for 7 years before I got a break. One Monday morning, there was a knock on the door, and there was a woman with the agent, and the woman said to me, I'm giving you a week's notice to get out. I've just bought the house. I couldn't believe it. Oh, my heart sank, and I started to cry. And I thought, oh, pull yourself together, woman. Go down to the bank and ask the bank manager for help. Dedicated myself up in my best manner. I approached the bank manager, and he said to me, and what can I do for you, madam? Oh, I said, with respect, sir, I would like to ask the bank if they would give me a loan to buy my house. And he stood up behind his desk, full 6'2" of him. He said, don't you know we don't lend money to women?
Oh my.
I was shocked to come back. I said to him, why not? No bank will lend a woman money. I said, I can't believe it. It's discriminatory. I know, he said, but it's the law.
Wow.
Well, I said, the law needs to be changed. He snuffed up.
I love it.
All talk, he said. She thinks I'm all talk. One of the things I really did work on was to get equal pay for women.
Yeah.
I just enjoyed it when I was in the union. That's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why. It was a prime reason why. I'd seen it. Anyway, that was on the Monday morning. You wouldn't believe it, on Monday night there was a meeting at this this crowd, with the money, had the money. And I said, my husband come home from Queensland, crook foot, and I said to him, come with me tonight, there's a meeting at the store about the house. I said, I've got to get out in a week's time. And I said, come and back me up. So when we got down there, there's a big barrel with 500 numbers in it. See, there's 500 in a drawer, 500 numbers. And there's a little trapdoor in it, which a little open down, and they put a label in there, and they'll put one number out of 500. And my number was 308. And I watched him pull the number out, and it goes into a little ladle, and it goes on to the next fella to make sure that it was the right number. He takes it down to that one, then he takes it down to that one, then it comes back at this one, then it comes back in, then he comes out, then he called out, 308! And I screamed out, it's mine, I've got it, it's mine. I couldn't believe it. That was the biggest break in my life.
Yeah.
Wonderful. But I had to pay it, and they didn't give me the money, I had to pay it back. But all I wanted was the money, I'm quite happy to pay it back.
Yeah.
And I was years paying it back.
Yeah.
But I own the home. It was my greatest asset and achievement in life, really. Yeah. It's a big thing to buy a house and to own it.
Yeah.
But, you've got to start something. It won't start itself. Can you call this your home? I own it. That's the start of it all.
Yeah.
I had the kids in the pram at the time, turned around and down and go down to Wandaceitta. And Jack Lang was a fine man. He was the governor of New South Wales.
Yeah.
He had a son, Chris, who was a thief.
Oh, wow.
A crook. And with all that money that we were paying into it, he got into it and took it. Yeah, he did. And to cover himself up, he took all the papers and he took them out into the hills somewhere and burnt them.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a crook. But Jack Lang himself was a fine man.
Yes.
He opened the Harbour Bridge.
Yeah. I was studying about that in school.
Yeah. But he had a crook son who had ulterior motives. Yes.
So, what were some of the other committees that you were involved with?
The women's... I might have some of it here.
Do you want me to...
I might put that there. Yes, everything was for... The main thing I wanted was equal pay. So I said there was 100 people in that room there, and there was 99 women getting shop assistance money, one man getting storeman and packers money. Yeah. And I complained about that. I called the union in, and I said to him, it's just not fair. I'm doing the same money as what he's doing, and I want the same money as what he's getting. Oh, he said, I think you're biting off more than you can chew. I said, I want something done about it. Yeah. And he said, actually, Wanda, he said, it's a prime case for the industrial court. We'll take the job on and we'll take it to the court. Oh, I was so pleased about it. We had equal pay. When equal pay had come in, I'd worked on the equal pay case, and this was an equal pay case. And Judge Mackin ordered that the Woolworths, or whoever it was at the time, had to pay the extra $27.50 each to all the clerks. 99 clerks. Well, that was a big hit on Woolworths as far as money was concerned. But I thought, yeah, well, God help me, I know what my life's going to be like with Woolworths after that. They're going to give me a hard time.
Yeah.
I got a phone call. It was boss of the clerks union. He said, Wanda, I want to see you in my office. I thought, oh God, what have I done? I mean, not only getting it from Woolworths, I'm going to get it from the union too. You've got too much to say, Wanda. You've got too much gumption. So in there I go, we need to go to see him when I get in there. And he pats me on the back and he said, Wanda, we are so proud of you. We just think you're wonderful. You've done a great job in that case. He said, we want you to come and work for us. I said, I don't know anything about union work. He said, you're pretty good in the brain. He said, you're quick on the upstart. He said, I think you'll learn very fast. And he said, I don't think that I'll take it. He said, I know how much a week you're getting. He said, you're getting $50 a week. I'll give you $100 a week. And a brand new car. And superannuation. You're not getting that at Woolworths, are you? I said, when do I start? He said, you'll have to give them a week's notice.
Oh, that's too good.
So when I got in there, you wouldn't believe this, when I got into the union to start up, I thought to myself, nobody's talking to me. They're all males. And I was wandering around, see if I can't make myself known. And there was a meeting of men in an office. And I heard one of them say, she's not getting any bloody help from me. She's not getting any help from me either, says another one.
Yeah.
She had no right to that job. That job should have gone to Airways.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I'm not wanted here. What am I going to do? As nice as you are. So I went to the boss and I said to him, you've got a problem. You've got a problem.
Yeah.
I've got a problem, says the boss. Yes, I said, all these people here are against me.
Yeah.
They don't want me here. And I said, it's up to you to do something about it. Not me to do something about it. You've got to do something about it. And he didn't like me talking to him like that.
Yeah.
But you've got to get it off your mind. You've got to do it. You've got to have the gumption to do it.
Yeah.
Speak up.
Yeah.
Now anyway, he sent me on a job. And while I was away at the job, he's called all the men in. With the right act to him. So it was all right after that.
Yeah.
But again, you've got to, it's just gumption. Just use your brains and your tongue. You're polite about it. You're not nasty.
Yeah.
Not nasty.
Yeah.
So I was there for quite some time there. And as I say, I got the same amount of money as what that was fixed up. I worked on that equal pay business down at the industrial court. I spoke there at the industrial court about that. Quite a few changes actually were made while I was there in the union. I was proud of that, really was. I could have gone a long way if I hadn't had a very sick husband. He was home with heart problems, couldn't work. I had to go, I think it was Women's Year of the Woman or something or other. I had to go anyway down to Goulburn. And he wasn't happy about me going and leaving him at home, with his heart problem. And it was all stuff that pulled me back. It didn't help me drive, get on a hip thing. So I could have gone a long, long way with it if I'd have had a husband who was well and could help me along the trip. But I did all right.
You did amazing. You did an amazing job. So, we've heard some great anecdotes of things that have occurred. I just want to get to kind of there's a lot of young women out there who struggle with something similar even now. They go into a workplace and it's just it's 90% men, only a few women around, and they all feel very marginalised and they don't know how to act in the workplace. They don't feel respected. What would you say to those young women who struggle with that in today's world?
Well, you don't fight them. You don't fight them in. You get nowhere like that. You're just knocking your head on it. You know, you've got to be nice to them. You know, you've got to act as colleagues.
Yeah.
You know, they will support you then. You've got to go, you make love, not war.
Wonderful, yeah. And how about the young men? What would you say to the young men who are, you know, kind of being a little less equal or a little less equitable?
Yeah, well, they haven't learned yet.
They haven't learned.
They haven't learned, but
Yeah.
they will learn. They will learn. Girls have got wily ways about them.
I love it. Okay.
I
Well,
tell you, you've got to use your brains.
yeah.
You make love, not war.
Received the Order of Australia award. Like, how did it feel? Like, what was going through your mind at the time? Like, you were brought onto the stage in front of so many amazing, you know, personalities. How did you feel about, you know, receiving that award?
I was absolutely elated about it, but I was a bit concerned about how to handle it. I hadn't had an award like this, and not only that, but the newspapers were out, and they came and took my photos. I was in the newspapers. Some of the not just the newspapers, but these little small book places. They came and took my photographs. I've got photos somewhere. I don't know whether they're here or not.
Yeah.
That's her giving me. You seen that?
Yeah, it's a wonderful photo. Yeah.
That's the crowd.
It's a very nice location as well.
That's me coming. I'm walking into receiving it.
Yes.
That's me speaking at the Great Southern Hotel in town. Yeah, they were the three little rascals who said, what are we going to do for Nan? You know, I've helped them get their house and I've helped them get a car and all this business. And they were the three scallywags who said, get her the Order of Australia.
Yeah.
But there were 8 people and they all had to be professional.
Yeah.
They're just not ordinary people, they all had to be professional. Amongst them there had to be a member of parliament and there had to be a priest. There was 2 things there that you had to have.
Right. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, I guess we'll wrap up there today for the audience. You know, through Wanda's story, we really see a person who has, you know, faced a lot of opposition, a lot of conflicting forces, but has still taken the initiative to really, you know, go for it. You know, take up your own destiny. So, if there's anything we'd like to pass on to you all today, it's, you know, take that first step towards where you want to be, and be nice about it. Make love, not war. And, you know, as you go along the way, you'll feel better about yourself, and the people around you will also, you know, start to see the greatness inside of you. So, with that, thanks for joining us today, and thank you to Wanda for joining us today.
I just must tell you one part, you know, when we were going for the praise, what the other was doing.
Yeah.
I very secretly went and bought a whistle.
Yeah.
And the next day when I came in here, I got the whistle and I went down to the computer room and blew the whistle and frightened the hell out of everybody. And I said, all out, grab your hands, get your pill out, your purse, get your lunch, we won't be back. And I've organised 2 buses downstairs, go downstairs and get into the bus. There's a meeting to be held down in the big hall down the railway yard. And I'm running from one section to another section, another. Blowing the whistle and they're going down those stairs like horses going down, thumping down there. You can't believe the noise down those stairs. And finally old Mr. Brown came out, the manager. What's going on round here? What's going on? I said, nothing. Keep going. stage, and I was up on the stage, and everybody was excited. All of them excited about the whole thing. The way I carried it off, they loved it. They just loved it. They weren't frightened about it or anything. Made their day, it really did. Anyway, there was great discussion took place, and it was all about equal pay. That was had to ask, are you all in favour of the equal pay? Of course, all the hands went up about that. Any complaints that there were, they were all dealt with then and there. And we just had a real clean sheet over the whole thing.
Today, I just wanted to share a letter which Wanda received from the parish priest who supported her in receiving the Order of Australia honour. To whom it may concern, having known Mrs. Wandaceitta Day? Day?
Day.
Yes, Day. Okay. This writing is really good, but it's very different to the modern world, so I'm still getting used to it. Say of New Street Parramatta for just on 20 years, I am delighted to have this opportunity of testifying to her unsurpassed moral worth. I think and first learned something of Mrs. Day's character and worth when we met at the bedside of a sick, destitute neighbour of hers, whom she was nursing and tending with the utmost solicitude and tenderness. This kindness and consideration for others I have since discovered as characteristic of Mrs. Day, and are so well known that people naturally turn to her for advice and help in all kinds of trouble. Her many commitments as a dutiful wife and mother have somehow never prevented her from taking a most active part in the life of the community, and there are very many people who have good reason to be grateful for her exertions in their behalf. Signed, R.F. Wynne, Parish Priest. So, we're all busy people. We think we are. We all either go to university, we go to school, we go to work, but there's never going to be a time that's perfect to help others. And through Wanda's story, we really see that. We see that, there's never going to be that perfect time. I talk to a lot of people and they say, one day I just want to do charity work, I don't want to do anything else. But that time is now. There's no perfect time. You're always going to have things to do. You're always going to have other things on your plate. And to see a person who's done this despite being a wife, had a sick husband, as she mentioned. It was a very, turbulent time politically as well in Australian history. Equal pay was obviously something we talked about. So you have to take that first step. To allow the world to see how great you are, you have to give yourself the chance to be that first. So, thanks for joining us today, and please everyone remember this amazing personality, and let's all really try and learn.